Congratulations to Collydean Primary School for winning Fishkeeper Fry School of the Year 2024. We had lots of great pictures and work sent to us by all of the schools, and it's a difficult job for us to choose, but we could only have one winner, and this year it was Collydean. Each week they sent us pictures and a detailed update about how they were getting on, with many of the enthusiastic pupils becoming the fish keepers of the week during the programme and demonstrating some excellent fish keeping skills. They also showed us some of the amazing work they've been doing, including designing and creating their own 3D aquariums to match the tank in their classroom, and they even wrote a poem about their fish.
"Tae a Fish" by Collydean Primary School. A fish is wee, bonny and braw. I see a slow fish, as slow as a snail. I see a wee bucket fish, as thin as a pencil. I see a wee fish, as small as an ant. I see a scaly fish, as colourful as a rainbow. I see a fast fish, as fast as a rocket. I see a lang fish, as lang as a snake. Some fish are wee, lang and beautiful, a bonny, braw, braid beastie.
In May, we took a trip to meet Collydean Primary School's Fishkeeper Fry class and presented their teacher with the Fishkeeper Fry School of the Year trophy before having a question and answer session. Each pupil that took part in looking after the fish will also receive their own medal.
Excellent. My name is Tappers. Some of you will have seen me on the videos where I'm explaining about fish and various biological bits and pieces that hopefully you're now fully fluent in. And I am here today to present you with a trophy. Because out of all 79 schools that took part in the Fishkeeper Fry programme, you're the winners. So give yourself a round of applause. I'm very pleased. I've seen your tank and we've seen your artwork and all the creative bits and pieces that you've sent us. And you're very worthy winners, really. And so it's a pleasure to meet you all in the flesh and see you and answer your questions if you have any. I mean, there might be one or two about fish and these sorts of things. So, should we get on with the questions? Oh, my favourite fish. Let's have a think. There are so many of them. But I think my favourite today is probably the yellow tang. Have you seen them? They're in Finding Nemo. They've got pointy faces, they like bubbles, and they live in Hawaii and all sorts of other places. And they're a lot of fun. They're vegan as well, which is quite cool. Next question. Now, it depends what day you ask me. Today, I'm Fishkeeper Fry presenter. Most days, and I have a little business card, which if I'm trying to sound posh, I hand out to people, and that says Livestock Welfare Officer. So one of my jobs is that I go around to stores and I check that fish are happy because they can't speak up for themselves. So I make sure that they're being looked after, and I also answer a lot of questions from the staff in our shops. So I like to think I'm a travelling fish geek. That sums it all up.
Addison? What's the biggest fish you've ever seen?
That was probably a manta ray that I saw in Mexico. It was bigger than a table. It was huge. And it eats plankton. So I was a little worried because he was so much bigger than me. But he was pretty peaceful.
Okay, what kind of fish do you have?
Oh, they're all mainly freshwater fish. So they're fish from rivers and lakes and ponds, and sometimes deserts where you get water for a few months of the year and then no water at all for the rest of the year. So I don't have any sea fish at home, but I have lots of other things, indoors and out.
What's your favourite fish in your aquarium?
Oh, let's have a look. Who do I like the most? That's probably... I have a fish who's a dwarf gourami, who's been with me for a few years, and we've been doing various experiments to see how warm he likes it and how cold he likes it. So I've got very attached to Kenneth, the dwarf gourami. He's a good lad.
What's your rarest catch?
Well, I have some fish at home which I got given when I worked at the zoo about 30 years ago, and they're actually now, well, they've been reintroduced into the wild, but they were extinct. So there was a point in time when I had more of them in my lounge than lived in the wild in Mexico where they come from. So they're pretty rare, but now they're back in Mexico where they belong, and there's a few thousand of them, but they're always a bit special, really. So, yeah, rarer than pandas.
I bet you got bitten by a fish.
Oh, I've been bitten by a lot of fish, but a lot of the time it was my fault, because it's not like they come out of the tank to bite me. So, pufferfish have quite bad bites. I remember being bitten by a pufferfish once, and it was like someone had dropped a pair of scissors onto my hand. And then there was a wolf cichlid that I worked with, and a big butch fish that was, and he used to plan it. So what he used to do, I used to have to clean his tank, and I had a little cleaning magnet. And what he would do is he would take the side that was inside his tank and hide it, so I had to put my hand in to get it. Every time I put my hand in, he'd bite me. In the end, I got a steel rod because it was a magnet, and I picked it up with that, and he never forgave me for that because it meant he couldn't bite me anymore. So wolf cichlids, if you're going to get bitten by a fish, don't choose a wolf cichlid.
Okay, Michael? When did you start collecting fish?
Well, I am very old, so it was a long time ago, and I was at school when I first got my first fish. So, oh good heavens, that must have been now, oh good lord, about 45 years ago.
Arthur? Do you have shrimps?
I do. I have Amano shrimps, and they're not as prolific as yours. I'm trying to find a polite word to say that. So yeah, so my Amano shrimps are now a few years old, but certainly your shrimps are doing better than mine are. You have far more of them.
What do you name your fish?
Some of them have names and some of them don't. You see, because they have to look different so you can tell who's who. So there are some things that get certain names depending if they're boys and girls. And I have some little purple crabs from Java, and the girls are all called Crabigale. So they all share one name.
Collydean still have their fish tank in the classroom, and their shrimp population is thriving. They've counted 10 new baby shrimps, and they think there could be even more hiding away in the plants. Well done to all the students and teachers who took part this year, and we hope that the programme inspired many lifelong passions for keeping fish. If your school would like to take part in Fishkeeper Fry 2025, visit our Fishkeeper Fry page to find out how. You can also find further details of the programme and check out the work other schools have completed.